Mathematicians, today we're going to be starting something, not something completely new, but we're going to be talking through some estimating. What was that word? Estimating. We're also going to be using some rounding. What was that word? Rounding. You've got it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. This problem says an elephant can reach as high as 23 feet. I'm going to go ahead and circle my quantity, underline my label or my unit. An elephant can reach as high as 23 feet with its trunk. It uses its trunk to pick up objects that weigh up to 3 times as much as 165. Seems important. Pound per person. About how much weight can an African elephant pick up with its trunk? All right. So what is it actually asking? About how much weight can an African elephant pick up with its trunk? Well, I'm going to go back to that very first sentence. And now I'm wondering if maybe there's some information that's truly not important to what the question is asking. An elephant can reach as high as 23 feet with its trunk. To me, seems like that's information that we don't need. I'm actually going to go ahead and cross it out so that I don't get it confused with the rest of my problem. It uses its trunk to pick up objects that weigh up to, so it's not even the exact amount, you guys, and that's important to know. That's crucial to know, that objects that weigh up to 3 times as much as 165 pound person. Oh, okay. Well, let's start off by looking at this number, 165. And essentially what I'm getting at is that, boy, oh boy, wouldn't it be nice to be able to solve a problem like this pretty quickly by estimating? Well, in order to do so, we want to do it with numbers that we can do mentally in our brain. And when I look at 165, and if I'm thinking that this problem up to 3 times as much as 165, I can't do this problem mentally. But if I go back to rounding, I'm looking at this 165 and how I can round that to the nearest hundreds. So by doing that, I'm going to look at my tens column. And what I noticed in my tens column is that my 6 is 5 or greater. That means that 165, essentially it's between, and I like to model using a number line as well. So essentially, 165 is between 100 and 200. And if I think about that benchmark, that number in between, let's say it's 150, because we know that 150 is directly in between, 165 is going to fall over here somewhere. So if I'm going to round to the nearest 100, and I can even visually see that it's going to be 200. So let's say that we've rounded 165 to 200. Because remember, we're not looking for the exact amount. We're looking for an estimate about how much. Okay, so 200 times 3. Well, 200 times 3 equals 600. Oh, you guys, I'm going to run out of space here. We'll make it work. You see what I'm doing right here. Okay, 600s, or also known as 600. So going back, my purpose for doing this problem was to find out about how much. We didn't find an exact number, and we found that out by rounding. About how much weight can an African elephant pick up with its trunk? About 600 pickles. You caught me. It's not pickles. 600 pounds. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and write that. And actually, almost like when you guys are solving problems, this is lost in the chaos of all of my thinking here. I'm actually going to circle my thinking. There we go. You guys, I'm excited for you to show what you know when you solve your problems. Thanks for sticking with me.